There are some really important steps to being successful on Etsy that I see people missing all the time. Today I'm going to be talking about 3 of the most common mistakes that I see Etsy sellers making and why you should absolutely not skip over these. If you want to level up your Etsy shop by doing things right, then this video is for you. Welcome back, friends. If you're new here, I'm Kate. I'm a wife, a mama to 3 awesome kiddos, an Etsy seller, and a business coach, and I'm here to help you start and scale your business so that you can bring in a full-time income doing what you love. So today we're talking about 3 things that you may not be doing that you definitely should be doing if you're an Etsy seller and if you want to have success in your Etsy shop. There are lots of common mistakes out there, but these are 3 that I don't know that I've mentioned specifically before on this channel, so I want to dive right in. So the first common mistake that I see Etsy sellers making is not researching photography styles before taking photos. So we all know that we need an appealing and clickable photo for the main listing photo in order to stand out in the search results. But what a lot of sellers don't realize is that what makes a photo appealing and clickable is different depending on the product type and the specific niche that it's in. For instance, a simple flat lay photo with a plain background might sell really well for one specific type of product, whereas a staged lifestyle photo might sell a lot better for a different type. One niche might do really well by showing a main product photo with bundles or color options available, while another niche might get more clicks on that main photo if it's just showing the product itself. One style isn't necessarily better than the other, it's just that they perform differently for the types of audiences that find those styles appealing. So your job in the beginning, before you ever even pick up a camera, is to research your specific niche and see what photo styles are selling best. So let's go through some of the different widely used photo styles. You could have a simple product by itself. You could have an aspirational or lifestyle photo that shows how the product can be used in real life. You could have your product staged with complementing items around it. You could have a simple flat lay or apparel on a hanger, or you could have a real live person or a model in your photo. You could do this up close with a model or far away with a model. You can have a photo that shows the different options available or shows it as a set or a bundle. And remember that all of these can either be taken yourself if you feel pretty confident in your photography skills, or you can find a mock-up that's already taken to plug in your design to. If you're interested in using mock-ups, I would recommend Placeit or Creative Market, both of which are linked below. So to figure out what photo style you might need to use that's selling best for your niche, I would recommend that you just go to the Etsy search bar, type in a keyword phrase that you might use on one of your listings, and look at the results that come up on the first page. Those are the ones that are selling consistently for that keyword phrase, and you might even see some with the little yellow tag that says popular now or bestseller. This can clue you into which listings are really successful for this niche. Now, once you're looking at those successful listings, take note of what you're seeing over and over again in terms of photography style. I bet you'll start to see a pattern of the same type of photography among the ones that are selling really well. Of course, in your listing itself, you have 10 photo slots, so I would encourage you to use a lot of these different photo types within those 10 slots, but we're talking about your main listing photo, which is the very first one that's either gonna bring in that click from the buyer that's looking at it or cause them to keep scrolling. Now, once you've identified what type of photo you need to use for your main listing photo, then you need to think about what you might need to prepare to take that kind of photo. Do you need to buy props to go with it? Do you need items to stage with it? Do you need a certain kind of background? Do you need a model to be in the picture? In this case, you could ask a friend or a family member to be your model for you and help you out with your photos. I have used things for my friends all throughout the years, props, backgrounds. I've used my friend's door to take pictures of my wreaths on. I've asked friends to model my jewelry for me, so don't be afraid to ask the people around you for help. A lot of times they do want to help anyway, and you could even offer them some free product in exchange for it. All right, we're about to move on to common mistake number 2, but real quick, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, would you go ahead and consider subscribing as well as turning on your notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos. We also have a free Etsy success guide that'll really help you out if you're just getting started or you need some guidance on what to work on first. The link for that is in the description box below, so make sure to grab your free guide there when you're done watching this video. Okay, the second thing that you may not be doing that you need to be doing is filling out your attributes. So there are different attribute fields that you can fill out when you're creating an Etsy listing. A lot of people skip over these because they are optional, they're not required to fill out, and it just seems like a lot of extra information that may not be needed. Now, while I will say that some of these may not be relevant for your product, and if they're not, it's okay to skip over, but in general, the more you can fill out, the better. The reason why is because these actually act as additional tags. So you know you have your tags section, which is part of your SEO with your title, keyword phrases, and the 13 tags that you can input. But a lot of people don't realize that your attributes actually act as additional tags for SEO purposes. So your attributes that are available will be specific to what kind of product you're listing. It could be color, material, hardware. There are a lot of different choices of things that you can fill out. You want to fill out as many of those attributes as are relevant to your product. This not only gives you additional tags for when a shopper searches, but also when they're using the filters. So say a buyer is shopping for a necklace and then they want to filter by the color blue. If you don't have the color blue filled out on your blue necklace, it's not going to come up in that filtered search. Using the attributes can help your listing appear to a wider array of people, therefore giving you more chances to be discovered. Now, of course, if it's not relevant, like let's say it's a holiday attribute and your item is not really a holiday themed item, you wouldn't want to choose Christmas for an everyday item. But if it's a Christmas item, definitely select it. And mistake number 3 that you may be making is not having a marketing plan. So if you've watched any of my videos before, you've probably heard me explain a little bit about how the Etsy algorithm works, but just in case you haven't heard or you're not familiar, the Etsy algorithm works hugely on sales volume. So the more sales you have on a listing, the higher it'll be shown. Now there's a lot of different elements that go into SEO and having the right keyword phrases and all that. So it's not just a one and done thing, more sales equals higher visibility, but it is hugely based on the number of sales. So you want to make sure that you're doing all you can in the beginning, especially to get some traction, to get some momentum going, and to bring in some sales from external sources. The Etsy algorithm will not really pick you up or even notice you in the beginning to show you to shoppers in the search results until you have some sales on your listings already. So it is crucial, especially in the beginning, to have a marketing plan for how you're going to promote your shop and your listings outside of Etsy. There's 3 ways that I would recommend you do this in the beginning. Number 1 would be to pick one social media platform or Pinterest, which is not really social media, that's more of a search engine itself, but you could choose Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, pick one other platform to really dig into and build your community there to be able to spread the word there. Number 2 is to start an email list. Now this may be something that you're thinking, why do I need an email list right now? I can do that down the road, but if you start it from the very beginning, trust me, you will thank yourself later because as you're growing, you're building those long-term contacts with people that could be potential customers. I talk all about how to build an email list in depth on the last live stream that I did. So at the end of this video, I will link that on the card in case you're interested to hop over and watch that. And number 3 is to find some influencers to collaborate with. This could be just 2 or 3 people on whatever platform you've chosen that you recognize as an influencer who already has their own audience built up and can promote your product to their audience. Many times this is done in exchange for a free product, or if you have a little room in your budget to pay that influencer, that's even better. But I definitely recommend tapping into someone else's audience that's already built. It's a super fast way to gain some traction in the beginning. I also talk about this in depth if you're interested to know the details of what I recommend, how to do this, how to find the right influencers on that same live stream that I just mentioned. So make sure to hop over there if you're interested to learn about the email marketing or influencer marketing. So hopefully these 3 tips were helpful for you. Make sure that you don't skip over these. These are really important for your Etsy shop success. And if you're interested in watching that live stream that I just mentioned, I'm gonna link it on the card here. You can click or tap on the square and it'll take you right over to watch that video next. Bye friends.